welcome to another episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. Folks, we've got topics for you in the world of sports, entertainment, odd news, and some other topics we may stumble across in this hour-long or so podcast. I'm Rich Liebig.
I'm Michael Costanzo.
And let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. We are doing this podcast slightly late. We're coming back from Memorial Day. Mikey,
Yep.
How was Memorial Day for you? Did you get your fill of hot dogs and hamburgers?
And I've been waiting all week to have a hot dog and a hamburger.
Yep, as Frank says.
Yeah, I had so many hot dogs and hamburgers. I don't know if you have the same problem that we do, but we always make way more food than we need. So I've literally been living off of hot dogs and hamburgers for several days now. And
I'll tell you what, that's a good problem to have.
it's not a terrible problem to have. You're absolutely right. I am, however, much, much closer to cardiac arrest. However, it's been a tasty journey. No, other than that, I had a chance to go check out Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes with all of the
Oh, yeah, you're big
articles
into
in
this.
the title. Yeah. I don't know. I've been on such a Planet of the Apes kick recently. And
Bruno's into it too?
he was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
I'm just going to point that out. He was ahead of his time. But the movie was good. I enjoyed it. I don't think it was as good as the first one with James Franco. But it was still fun. The technology has come so far. Like, the apes look so realistic and the movement so fluid and everything. I think that the movie had some problems in Act 2, as action movies oftentimes do. Kind of got a little wayward. I wanted more focus on the big bad. I feel like they had a really compelling villain, but they didn't do enough with him. I also think they didn't do enough to build on the world and the lore of the world. So this takes place hundreds of years after the third Planet of the Apes, like the new movies. So all those original apes are all long dead and gone. So I would have liked to learn more about what happened to the world in those intervening years, And
Well, at that point, then they're going to have to add another preposition phrase to the title.
Exactly. It's
gonna get too long.
It's the kingdom of the empire of the apes, or
Yeah,
something
it's too-
stupid
yeah,
like
right.
that. Yeah.
Empire strikes on the planet of the kingdom of the apes.
That's exactly. You must have read the roadmap for the next trilogy.
Yes.
It's uncanny how close you got. No, but I mean, other than those gripes aside, the movie was still a solid 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's you get your thing of popcorn, your big soda or Slurpee or whatever, and you just kind of just tune out and watch a good summer action blockbuster. It was a fun time. Yeah.
Look, if you spend the 2 hours to watch a movie and you felt like it was worth your 2 hours to watch it, then it's a win.
Definitely. I've definitely watched movies that did not feel that way.
Right.
Suicide
That's
Squad.
the worst.
Oh, yeah.
That you feel horrible.
I paid money to see Suicide Squad in theaters.
Well, what we were talking last week, what was that movie? Vantage Point.
Vantage Point, yeah.
I felt like a dumbass that I gave money to that.
Well, we didn't talk about it on the podcast. We talked about it off the podcast. There was a movie back in 2008 called Vantage Point, starring the main character from Lost when he was still popular. And it was basically a 20-minute set piece that was reshot
Six
and
times.
retold, multiple times. That was, hence the name of the movie, Vantage Point, from everybody's different vantage point. And it didn't help that we had the worst seats in the entire theater, first row all the way at the end.
Yeah.
So your
but
neck
it's
is
still,
broken.
the movie itself was horrible.
The movie itself was absolutely terrible. It was like a short film, but told 6 different ways.
Yeah. The movie restarted every 20.
And the third time it happened,
you heard audible groans
Yeah.
in the movie theater.
Yeah.
We're just like, oh my god, this is like hell. This movie won't end.
and we had just gotten out of high school, so we didn't even you can make the argument we didn't even know what good movies were, and we still thought it was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah. So that's the worst case scenario when you feel like you paid money and it was not worth it.
Yeah, I paid money for that and for Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So, not feeling great about those.
All right. Well,
but anyway,
flip side now.
yeah.
I watched Dune 2.
Oh, so did I.
Oh, We could have done a Dune 2.
I totally forgot
review.
about Dune 2. Yeah, so
Should we save this for the entertainment entree?
Do you want to talk about entertainment? We can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I totally forgot about Dune 2.
You're throwing me for a loop.
Yeah.
Well,
you wanted to talk about it now. Why don't we do a mini review now?
I liked it.
That was mini.
Yes. No, I really liked just the vibe of that movie, the way it was shot. I think in some ways it's better than the first one. I think they kind of got the pacing better nailed down with Dune 2 versus Dune 1.
Yeah.
I felt like Dune 1 dragged a little bit in the middle, even though it was a good movie.
Yeah.
But Dune 2 seemed to have a better pace, better scale of action. The characters are also just... I think they took a deeper dive into the politics and the characters, who's on whose side, bouncing back and forth. I'm also trying not to give any spoilers away.
Right.
It just came out on HBO Max, so may not have been able to see it. It is a long movie. It's 2.5, I think.
Yeah, it's big.
But I thought it was well done. A lot of people are comparing it to Empire Strikes Back, which I can see. And it makes me ready for Dune 3, although Dune 3 unfortunately is going to take a little bit longer.
Oh yeah. That's going to be a long time coming.
Not just to shoot it, but also I believe the next phase of like the Dune story is the main character 10 years in the he's supposed to age.
Okay. So they got to wait for Chalamet.
Right. If they want to do Dune 3 and keep everybody together, they got to wait for Chalamet to get a little bit older and a little bit more
they'll just do a little bit of makeup, a little bit of CGI,
a little bit more veteran presence,
a little bit more salt and pepper.
Right. He's not supposed to be the young guy anymore.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great sequel, and they're really doing a good job with this iteration of Dune. I
think they expanded on the first movie in all the right ways. You're right about the first movie feeling slow at times. I fell asleep the first time I tried to watch it, which is never a good sign. But then I recently rewatched it, and I was like, oh, my God, this is amazing. It does what I call proper noun vomit, where the opening to the movie is like the Bene Gesserit, all these
there's a lot of names you got to get down in the first one.
If you can make it through that tidal wave, the world building and the lore of it is just so fascinating. And the second one, I think, expands on a lot of that and really takes you further into it, but in meaningful ways where it's not like, just taking you on a stroll down Exposition Alley.
Yeah.
Right. So the pacing was a lot better. The action sequences were fantastic. And Timothée Chalamet, I mean, man, he really stepped into his role.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some amazing scenes. Again, I'm trying to avoid the spoilers and everything, but there's like a speech scene that he gives, and I'm like, man, this guy, I'm digging this.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It took the step up that it needed to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, my biggest takeaway is that at the end of the movie, the only thing I care about is I want to see the next one. And I think that's the sign of a good movie.
It's a sign of a good second movie in a trilogy.
Yeah, when you're like, okay, like it leaves you on a note where you're like, cool, like I see where things are heading, but I know that I need more.
Yeah. But unfortunately, if you're aching for a Dune 3, it's going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Cause
it still ends in a fine way.
Yeah.
Like you don't feel like sometimes
there's a slight cliffhanger.
Yeah, like sometimes the second movie in a trilogy you're like, ugh, really? But then other times you're like, okay, I need to know what happens next. Like it's a cliffhanger in a good way.
Yeah. So all in all, I think it's worth your time if you're a fan of sci-fi. You're right over there. Did you spill your?
I almost dropped my water on my computer.
Oh no, that's not good.
No.
Yeah, don't do that. So there you go. Did that and Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
We had the family over for Memorial Day.
Nice.
Had a barbecue.
Did you have way too many hot dogs and hamburgers too?
I had a lot of meat.
And I've been waiting all week to have a hot dog and a hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
So you did hot dogs, hamburgers. Did you do ribs?
Yeah, we did ribs.
Okay, good. We had We had
So
a lot of
good.
salads. We had potato salad, broccoli salad. We had some corn on the cob. I love corn on the cob.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, good Memorial Day as well.
Good, nice.
Yep, pretty solid. You know what? Let's get into the topics at hand
Yeah, let's
because
do
we've
it.
got some news to report on. So let's jump into the first batch of topics revolves around sports in the Sports Sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life.
Sports. In your face. Ha ha!
That's right. Sports coming at you in your face here to start off the Crispy Noodle podcast. We've got a couple updates to mention. Let's get into golf because this is the one that actually broke today.
Yeah, an update
Yep.
on Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah, good old Scottie Scheffler.
Hardened cop killer, Scottie Scheffler. I'm kidding. Don't sue me for slander or libel, whichever. Yeah, so the big news here, Scottie Scheffler, all charges dropped. What's going on?
Yeah.
Because when we talked about it last week, we're like, oh my God, he's done for. But now it seems like no big deal.
No, and it sounds like the Louisville Police Department have a lot to answer for. Because the big axe to fall in this is the fact that the officer that was the one that was claimed to have been riding on Scottie Scheffler's car
Right.
that tried to stop him, Mr. Heroic.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna jump on the hood of his car, the worst action movie ever. His body cam was turned off.
Of course it was. They're like never turned on.
Which, it's a big no-no. I think the rule in Louisville is something like before any police action is supposed to happen, the body cam footage must be initiated and turned on.
Yeah.
So this is a big drop in protocol. The deputy, he's going to get a little bit of a citation against him.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's the big hammer that fell. There's no footage of this.
Right. It all becomes he said, yada, yada, yada. So there's no good way to verify either side's claims. So there's nothing for the case to stand on.
Nope. It really, it really comes down to which side do you believe more?
Yeah.
And there's simply just no evidence coming from the cops' side on this.
Well, I'm disappointed because I feel like it's not totally untrue, whatever Scottie Scheffler did, but at the same time, if there's no evidence to prove what actually happened, then you can't really do anything much about it.
No, and it really does come down to that police. It comes down to that police officer
I'm
not having the
shocked,
camera
though,
on.
that none of them had their body cams. The cars didn't have any dash cams. Nobody was recording. The fact that there was absolutely no video or photographic evidence.
The only thing they have is a standalone shot from the highway. It's like a standard monitoring
Right.
camera for traffic.
Right.
That's the only footage they have of it.
What did it show?
And it only shows Scottie Scheffler kind of making the turn onto the barrier, but it doesn't show any action with a cop.
Yeah.
So there really is just
There's just nothing.
there's no visual evidence other than what the cops claim, which isn't
Yeah.
enough.
So, unfortunately, whatever Scottie Scheffler did, we'll never know the full extent of it. But for now,
Well, I'll tell you what, Scottie Scheffler,
he dodged a bullet, I think.
I think he's doing more than that. I've been hearing claims that they're going to sue that if he wants to, he could sue the police department.
For like dragging his name and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So
If you're going to bring up charges against somebody, especially somebody who's popular and powerful, you better make sure you have the receipts.
especially a felony, they were going
Yeah.
after him with a felony.
They were trying to throw the book at him, but the book was like, it was just the cover of it. There was nothing in between.
Yeah, the Louisville Police Department might have really messed this one up. So they are, this is something else too. I think I texted you about this. The mayor of Louisville was hosting these PR reports about the Scheffler case. And I don't know if was that the mayor trying to be like, please don't sue us.
Probably.
I'll give you my direct attention.
Yeah.
Please.
It's just a bad look all around for Louisville now.
Yeah.
It's not
Because Scottie Scheffler now looks vindicated. It looks like
Yeah.
looks like he was in the right. It looks like there was a big misunderstanding and nothing to the degree of a felonious assault happened.
Yeah. I still would love to know exactly what that misunderstanding was, because there's a big leap from being stuck in traffic to popping the median, you know?
Yeah, but
but it doesn't matter what I
yeah.
think, because there's nothing to say otherwise.
There's no evidence.
Yeah.
So unfortunate, or not enough evidence, I should say.
Right.
So
The cop still had, what did he have, scuffed pants or whatever it was? Or
yeah, he ripped his pants. But, he could have been just,
The report was like, oh, there was, what was it? I can't remember the exact phrase. It was like, there was like scuffing on the pants or something.
Yeah. So unfortunately, not enough evidence to go after Scottie Scheffler. And it may go the other way now. Scottie Scheffler's lawyers are possibly looking into countersuing.
Look, if you think you can get him, go get him.
So,
because they missed their shot, now you take yours.
Yeah, when you come at the king, you best not miss.
There you go.
And he is the #1 golfer in the world.
That's true.
So he may have a countersuit if things continue. But maybe that did some positive vibes. Him being directly involved with the.
What's next? The mayor's going to give him the key to the city.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for running over our cop. Here's the key to the city.
Please don't sue. Here's the key to the city.
Yes, here you go. Thank you.
Oh, boy. Well, the updates don't stop there. We also have an update about the Kansas City Chiefs and their quote-unquote crumbling dynasty. The bad media and criminal enterprises of the Kansas City Chiefs just continue to pile on this offseason. This one's kind of sad. So brace yourself if you don't like animal cruelty. There are 2 warrants out for animal cruelty have been filed against Kansas City Chiefs defensive lineman Isaiah Buggs. 2 dogs were left abandoned on the back porch of a home that was being rented by Buggs. It appears that he had abandoned the home, and the dogs were left malnourished and neglected. The dogs were both seized, and one had to unfortunately be euthanized because of how bad it was. But this is just the latest in a long string of Kansas City Chiefs troubles this offseason. So we talked a little bit last week. Wide receiver Rashee Rice arrested in Dallas in March for involvement in a 6-car crash after he was driving 120 miles an hour. He's also
what is it with wide receivers and driving ridiculously fast?
They like to go fast.
Can
That's
we
why
please stop this.
It's the fastest position on the football field. Also the fastest to become a suspect in an alleged assault at a nightclub as well, Rashee Rice. So both of those things going against him. 2 offensive linemen were arrested for the possession of marijuana. Harrison Butker, of course, a week or 2 ago.
We discussed that last week.
Shocked and angered everybody after his absolutely wild and offensive commencement address. And then Patrick Mahomes' younger brother, recently sentenced to 6 months probation after pleading no contest to battery charges.
We have an official statement from the Kansas City Chiefs PR department.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's literally almost every other week in the offseason, something wild is happening.
Yeah.
I would quit that PR team.
Yeah, it's
Like,
going to be it's a rough offseason.
How much spin do you got? They're basically the Harlem Globetrotters over there. What is going on?
Yeah, it's a rough offseason for that PR team. I'll just say between this and also Travis Kelce being linked with Taylor Swift and all that stuff.
So much drama.
Yeah, and usually the teams that have a lot of off-season drama, they usually don't fare well in the upcoming season.
But is this wishful thinking on our part that the drama is going to catch up to them? Because we thought last year it might have, and then they still somehow got it done.
Yeah,
how long is their fuse?
Right, they still could pull it off, but I have a feeling that this is too much.
It's catching up quickly.
This is starting to get to a level of complete chaos within the team.
It's not like 1 or 2 players causing a stink. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 or 6 players.
We're on like 4 or 5, and like it keeps happening like once a week.
Yeah.
Like this. And some of these are legal actions too. Rashee Rice is in big trouble.
Oh, I mean, he's got multiple legal issues going on at the same time. I don't know what's happening with the 2 offensive linemen for marijuana. That's probably not that bad of a thing. Harrison Butker, we talked last week, probably won't face anything more than a verbal lashing from the team. Mahomes probably won't be that distracted by his brother, but you never know. Kelsey will definitely be distracted by Taylor Swift at some point.
Yeah, that's a given.
But yeah, you like to think that all of these off-the-field issues eventually, there's only so much a team can take. People like to talk about them like they're machines, these players, but they're not. They're human. And we see, for example, with the Eagles last year, all it takes is like a couple bad weeks, and if your head's not completely in it, things can turn south very quickly. You know?
Yeah.
So, and I feel like there's a lot of things going wrong with the Chiefs right now.
Yeah, I don't think they're a strong contender to do a three-peat. Everyone is talking that, they could do it. They could be the first team to three-peat.
There's a lot of really tough teams out there.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't see it. I think a lot of teams got better.
Especially in their conference, you got the Bengals, who are going to be much improved from last year. You have the Bills still threatening. You have the Dolphins still threatening. Even in their own division, there's teams there that are looking to get better. The Chargers.
Yep.
Head
coach.
Their records don't necessarily indicate it, but the Broncos and the Raiders are both making positive changes. It's not a guarantee.
Yeah. So I think the Chiefs have a very difficult road, and they're just kind of making it worse on themselves with these drama pieces.
So is the dynasty dying? Is this the downswing of the dynasty? I mean, Andy Reid's I think he's officially the oldest coach.
Yeah, because Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick is out. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how much longer can they go?
I mean, they can
also,
go.
Travis Kelce's almost 35.
They can go.
Sure.
But the question is, will they win? I don't know. I think it's going to be really tough for them to really contend this upcoming season. They've got a lot on their plate that they're going to have to deal with.
They had a long season. Their coach is old. Their star tight end is old. And the controversy and drama keeps piling on.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous situation for them.
Right. So I expect a regression from the Chiefs this upcoming offseason personally.
Well, here's hoping. Step aside, Chiefs. It's time for the Eagles.
Well, do you want me to... you stepped in this pile of goo. Do you
I
want
didn't
me
step
to bring
in nothing.
Do you want me to tell my story on this?
Sure. You tell whatever stories you want to tell. That's
Because
the point of the podcast.
Yeah, we my brother-in-law Mike.
Uh-oh.
He was at the Memorial Day picnic.
Did he have thoughts on the Eagles?
Yeah, he's coming after you, Mike. He's saying
he's coming after me.
I mean, he's saying at best the Eagles are an 8-win team. He doesn't have any faith in Jalen Hurts. Doesn't have any faith
Timeout.
in Nick Sirianni.
8 wins is not even 500.
No, it's not.
That is absolutely insane. We had a disaster of a dumpster fire last year, and we still managed, 11 wins last year?
Yeah, but do they have a tougher schedule? I just borrowed the graphic from last week.
I see the graphic. Hypothetically, they should not have a harder schedule because we don't have. Wait, did we go in? No, we weren't first in the division.
No, we were second.
So we have a second place. We have a second place schedule. So hypothetically, it should not be stronger. It seems stronger to me, but I still think there's at least 11 wins there. I think there's still 11 wins there somewhere.
All right, wait. I just want to mention. You said just now. You said at least 11. So,
I'll say the Vegas line of 10.5 is uncannily accurate. Like they're at that.
That's
10,
what I think.
They're at that 10, 11. Like if they go 10, okay. If they go 11, also a very good chance of doing that. But 8, I think, is with just the level of talent we have. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley. Just handing it off to him a couple times a game is going to make a difference. Okay?
Yeah.
The defense, bringing in Fangio, who is a respected, long-time defensive coach, not some guy who doesn't know what he's doing. Okay?
Yeah.
We're going to be, if not better, at least equivalent because we were 11 wins with a dumpster fire. So if it's just a dumpster no fire... You're getting. Let's put it that way. If it's just a dumpster no fire, at least 10 wins.
I like this analysis. Dumpster no fire.
8 wins. That's sub 500.
Yeah,
sub 500. We got the Giants in our division. That's 2 wins right there. You tell me they're only scrounging another 6?
Well,
come on.
Yeah,
come on, man.
I would think anything short of not making the playoffs is fire territory for Nick Sirianni. They have to at least make the playoffs.
Hey, that's the Dougie P routine. I'm still not convinced we don't follow the same exact trajectory. But if we follow that trajectory, we're still going to have a winning season and make the playoffs. Next year is when the downfall comes.
Okay. All right. So there you go. A quick little rehash of expectations for the Eagles. But we are in the middle of the off season, or the non-playing season, as Roger Goodell likes to call it.
That's right. Of course, because football never ends.
Yep. That's really what he wants. That's
I agree.
true.
I agree.
But the NFLPA has proposed a new off-season schedule.
Yeah, so this seems like they're trying to get out ahead of a possible 18-game schedule. They're making some recommendations about how teams can approach the various workouts and mini camps and training camps that happen during the offseason. They're saying that teams should eliminate the voluntary on-field work in the spring, and instead they're proposing a longer training camp ramp up, bringing players back in late June, early July, and just basically extend training camp to get them, up to speed that way, instead of having voluntary workouts, then they go on a break, then they come back for mini camp, then they go, just one longer training camp. Some people online are suggesting this is kind of getting people ready for the idea of an 18-game schedule. What do you think? Is this kind of a precursor to that? Like the NFLPA sees what's coming and they're trying to protect their players by restructuring the training camps and off-season work?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's the segment.
Yep.
Yeah.
This and the 17th game.
Yeah.
If you want the two biggest signs that the NFL is going to have an 18-game season, this is it.
Well, when they announced...
You've got the 17th game, which is nonsense.
Right. It's just...
It's
weird.
horrible.
It's terrible.
Everything is an odd number, and it doesn't make sense.
Right.
And now the NFLPA is getting on board with their recommendations for how to deal with a lighter off-season schedule. I mean, they're kind of already getting into position to get what they want out of the players' union,
right,
to get ready for an 18-game season. It's happening.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, folks.
I mean, I think the very first thing we said after they introduced the 17-game schedule we talked about on the podcast, I think we immediately said, this is just the first step to an 18-game season.
Yep.
It's so blatantly obvious. There's really, in my mind, there's no question about it. Like, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when it happens, it's going to be 18 games, 2 bye weeks, 2 preseason games, and you are going to see a longer, slower training camp in order to get players up to speed without trying to cram it in, at the end there in a couple of weeks. I think this is actually better for players to get them up to speed over a longer period of time, not have to exert them too much, probably better for injuries as well. They have more of a chance to work up to, full playing speed. So if they are going to go 18 games, this is, the best way that they can come up with to protect the players and make sure that the offseason isn't crazy for them.
Yep. So there you go. Get ready, folks. 18-game season, I think, is coming sooner than later.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yep. And one more sports topic to note this week. And this was kind of a little blurb that kind of happened. You're like, oh, all right, sounds good.
Yeah, I saw this come across, my newsfeed, and I was like, oh, wow, like kind of just out of left field for me, which is appropriate because it's about baseball.
Yeah.
The MLB.
Mike was watching baseball.
Apparently, yeah.
I'm a special kind of white guy.
Good job, Mike.
Which is actually appropriate for this story. The MLB officially has announced that they're officially incorporating Negro lead statistics and records in the official MLB record books.
I'm a special kind of white guy.
Good job,
Yep.
Mike.
Yep, exactly. So for those not in the know, back when they didn't allow African Americans to play in the MLB, they had a separate Negro leagues operation that were in effect from roughly the 1880s through the 1940s. So there was a lot of players, about 2,300 players from these leagues that didn't have their stats and records officially recognized by Major League Baseball. So now all of these stats and records are going to be incorporated, and everything's going to be, finally consolidated into one, baseball record stat thing, a jig. No, this is a really good thing. Unfortunately, it sounds like the records from the 20s through 40s are still only about 75% complete. I imagine record keeping was really bad in the day, even more so for these segregated leagues. So there's still some work to be done. But immediately, as soon as this happens, it's going to upend the record books that everyone's familiar with. For example, the one name that I keep hearing thrown around is Josh Gibson. Immediately would pass players like Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth to lead categories like career batting average, career slugging percentage, whatever the heck OPS is. I know nothing about baseball, but apparently these are 3 important statistics. Rich is like, you idiot.
It's okay. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, reaction to this.
this is really nice of Major League Baseball to fully bring in the history of the Negro League. I know this has kind of been a long time coming. It seems like the last couple years they've been doing things to reach out. Like I know in the video games, I know that they've been doing Negro League teams and Negro League players have been entered into video games and stuff like that. So there's been like kind of this like trajectory of getting this rich history folded into MLB. So for the most part, I think this is a great gesture. I think this is, for the most part, I think it's good. The only thing I might have a little bit of an issue with is if I remember correctly, the Negro Leagues didn't play as many games as the MLB. So I think when you get to some categories like averages, batting averages, percentages, stuff like that, I think there still may need to be like an asterisk,
like over so many games.
Right, because the Negro League had different parameters to how they did their seasons, how they conducted their seasons.
Well, would that matter so much for something like a batting average because it's over? Well, I mean,
you don't have as many appearances at the plate then,
Well, but I assume players play different amounts of time, right? Babe Ruth may have played more or less than somebody else on the list. Seasons or.
But I would say, Cobb, Ruth, they played significantly more and had more. They had a better length of stats and
they did it over a longer period of time.
Yes.
I would
say. I think there might be a little bit of a there needs to be a little bit of a focus when you're coming to some of these records, like averages, percentages, and stuff like that. There may need to be like a, minimum 10,000 plate appearances or something like that. I don't know. I'm just going off the top of my head.
I mean, that's fair because you see that in football a lot, in a minimum of, 200 passing attempts or whatever.
Something like, like they may need to bring something like that in. Just to, get everything.
Help standardize it a little bit.
Correct.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, I think this is all great for baseball. And also, this isn't like the first time that other leagues have been brought into Major League Baseball's history. I mean, literally, it used to be American League and National League.
Yeah.
So this isn't the first time that they've incorporated a league's history into its own.
Yeah, and I'm sure if they figured out a way to standardize those things, they can do it with this as well. I'm not so concerned about the statistics because just going based on football, and I'm sure baseball is the same way, seasons have changed dramatically. It used to be 12 games, then it was 14, then it was 16, then it was 17, then it's going to be 18.
Yeah.
I'm sure the same thing happened in baseball. Babe Ruth probably didn't play nearly as many games as Sammy Sosa played,
Yeah.
Or, then you have the whole steroid thing. So I say statistics, they are what they are.
Yeah, steroids is a whole can
here's
of
the thing.
worms. Yeah.
In baseball, I believe statistics as much as I believe in unicorns. So it's all cockamamie BS. You got guys juicing. You guys throwing games left and right. You got the whole, the Black Sox scandal.
Yep.
Like, I don't believe the statistics for a minute. So I say it's all fair game. That's me. But
fair
no,
enough.
I mean, you do have a valid concern with there needs to be some kind of like way to kind of make sure that everybody is accounting for the same, I guess, number of appearances.
There needs to be like a standard practice if we're going to announce like, the new
the new career leader in whatever.
batting averages.
Now,
you
I
know?
don't know how long anybody played or how long the seasons were, but yeah, if somebody did it over 100 games and somebody did it over 1,000 games, obviously that's a big difference. I imagine
10,000.
or 10. I imagine it's probably not that big a difference, but hopefully they'll think of something. But this is still a big, important moment for MLB. Kind of like finally, I don't know about wrapping it all up, but like finally bringing into the fold like all the different major parts that make up the history of baseball in this country.
Yeah.
You know?
So no, yeah. So overall, I'm in favor of the move. I would just be a little bit leery of that title, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, I think there needs to be some sort of standardization when it comes
You're
to
just
those.
doing whatever it takes to keep Babe Ruth at the top. You traditionalist. I say burn it all to the ground.
Look, speaking of Babe Ruth, I ate a lot of hot dogs this weekend, so I sympathize.
Fair.
There you go. And with that, we'll end the sports sampler on that note. But don't go anywhere because we still got more shows still to come. We've got the entertainment entree and then the non-fortune cookie odd news coming your way when we return. This is the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We'll be right back.
Ready for the weekend? Happy Friday. Hi, my name's Marie, and I'm an artist who's been making Happy Friday doodles every week for over 7 years. And now you can own my art collection in this Volume 1 and Volume 2 art series. These doodles span across multiple themes, yearly festivities, various countries, languages, and more. Both coffee table books have something for everyone and are the perfect conversation starter or gift for a friend. Really, anyone who enjoys a good weekend. Available on Amazon, Ingram, BookBaby, Barnes & Noble, and more. Visit happyfridaydoodles.com/books and get your copies today. Let's celebrate the best day of the week. Happy Friday.
Just a moment, you just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what?
Come on.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Now, get your hands off me.
No, we've only got one cup.
Ta-ta and farewell.
That's all right. Get him in the car.
One cup, look. They even broke.
Oh, yeah. We're back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Oh, man. I need to get some water. I don't know why. I got like a little bit of something stuck in the back of my throat.
It happens sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah. Just can't predict what's going to happen sometimes, you know?
It always happens at the worst possible times. In my professional job,
Yes.
I give long presentations, like 2 to 3 hour presentations, and one time my body just decided it was going to choke like right in the middle of it.
Oh,
Like,
perfect time.
Do you ever like breathe weird?
Yeah, and that's all it takes.
And then I'm coughing and choking so bad. I'm like, sorry. And they're like, no, it's okay. You take a moment.
Yeah, take a breather.
And it's
Don't
like,
die on us.
I was like mortified. And it's just, there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to roll through it. And you got to hack up a lung and then go right back to doing what you're doing, you know?
Yeah. So water, very important, especially
Yes.
when doing the podcast.
Absolutely.
Yay, water.
Brought to you by Signature Select Refresh Spring Water. I think it's
So
just
refreshing.
Refreshing.
I'm making that the tagline. So refreshing.
Ah, delicious.
Ah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, with that, we need to get.
Was that entertaining for you? Because if it wasn't, boy, have I got some news for you.
Talk
It's
about a
time
segue.
for our next segment, the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty? Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You were the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
There you go. What a segue from Mike.
Thank you.
That was the stuff of professionals, if you will.
Only the best here.
And you didn't choke.
No, I didn't.
So good job.
There's still time for that, though. Don't you worry.
All right. Yep. Well, you do have a segment that you host coming up. So with that in mind, Mike, here's your segment. The segment where Mike's going to let you know what you should keep an eye out for this upcoming weekend with new things in this week in entertainment. All right, Mikey, what you got for the fine people?
This week in entertainment, we just got one big thing to keep your peepers peeled for, and that's in TV. The Acolyte comes to Disney Plus Tuesday, June 4th. This is the next live-action Star Wars series set during the waning years of the High Republic era. That means it's at least a century before any of the Skywalker saga begins. The series follows a former Padawan and her former Jedi Master who team up to investigate a growing conspiracy. That's all they gave us. But I want to be surprised. I'm not looking at anything.
Yeah, I mean, even the trailer doesn't really involve...
It's all very vague.
Too much, yeah.
Which is good. That's exactly what I want. Rich, how excited are you for this show? This is finally the era that I've been begging for. Is this what I've been waiting for?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really big risk by Disney because I feel like either you're going to love it or you're going to hate it. I know a lot of old school fans that they're not looking forward to it because it doesn't. Yeah, because a lot of people love the Skywalker story. So
listen,
it may not be for them, but guys like you that want to expand the universe and tell more stories, this could work.
Controversial opinion. The Skywalker saga is the least interesting part of Star Wars.
I mean, it depends on who you ask. There's a lot of...
The world, the concept of the Jedi Order and the Sith, that is fascinating to me. Skywalker, he's fine. He's cool, whatever. I want to know about the world, how it came to be, and I hope the Acolyte gives me that. Or at least part of it.
I think it will. It seems like that show is... That's what it's designed to do. Give you scratch that itch on you, Mike.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first major property outside of the gravitational pull of the Skywalker saga.
I think
like so far everything has been related to or tangentially connected to it.
Yeah. This seems like this is pure 100%.
Step. Yeah, it's stepping out.
It can't have anything to do with Skywalker.
Yeah, it's 100 years before.
Right. So
at least.
I mean, unless they like randomly have like Yoda.
Well, we joked about it, how it's like, oh, these are the walkers of the sky, and that's how you get Skywalker. I swear, if that happens, I'm going to be so pissed. Just so unbelievably pissed.
Yeah, so.
But anyway, that's what we're looking forward to this week in entertainment.
All right, there you go. The thing you should keep an eye out for this upcoming week.
I mean, I really hope that Disney doesn't cheap out on this series and gives us, a lot of what we're looking for. Unlike what they did with their Galactic Starcruiser hotel. That's right. That's the next topic.
Yeah, you wanted to talk about this story.
Yeah, I did. So for those not in the know, the Galactic Starcruiser was a premium immersive experience hotel at Disney World. The whole gimmick is that you go to this hotel and you're part of basically a live action role playing overnight camp thing at Disney World where you're your own Star Wars character and characters from the movies are in the hotel, and you're part of like a branching narrative as you go through activities and do things in the hotel that contribute to the story. It was billed as like a completely unique and different way of attending Disney World and like truly becoming a member of the Star Wars universe. Like that sounds amazing, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's like what everybody wants to do. Unfortunately, it didn't exactly end up that way because, as we know, last year, the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser Hotel shut down after just 18 months. But what brings us here today is recently YouTuber SAS Jenny Nicholson released a 4-hour deep dive.
That's a long time.
That is a deep, deep dive. I've only watched an hour and a half of it, and she goes into everything. But just into the failure of this Galactic Starcruiser. And
can I give you the executive summary?
Sure.
Oh, now you fucked up. You have fucked up now.
There you go. I saved you 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it amounted to. So Nicholson detailed her own stay at the hotel. And for those that don't know, the hotel was a mandatory 2-night stay because it had a schedule of all the different story beats that you would be part of. Like there were meal times, there were times where you had like free roaming, there were times where they let you out into the Star Wars section of the park to go explore, to keep the immersion. Like you're not going to like Animal Kingdom, you're going to Batuu or whatever the other places are in Disney World. Then you come back to the hotel and there's story sequences where it's almost like a dinner theater, right? Kylo Ren comes into the dining hall and he like kills a server. I don't know what it is exactly, but there's like story moments, right?
This bread was not buttered to my preference. Die!
That's what I'm imagining. My steak was overcooked and he just force chokes the chef and then nobody gets dinner. So
I'm going to overcook you.
Yeah, exactly. So this 2-night stay was, again, mandatory.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations. Literally a line Vader said in Rogue One.
They could have integrated that.
Literally.
They could have done that.
Vader talked about choking.
It was foretold. But so there's this mandatory 2-night stay, and the price tag, though, for this 2-night stay was $6,100.
This cannot be made good. It's shameful. It's a shameful, shameful day.
That's ridiculous.
$6,100 for 2 people to split a room. So technically it's about $3,000 a person for a 2-night stay. So if you're not good at math like I am, I did the math for you. That's $1,500 a night per person.
That's ridiculous.
Jenny Nicholson.
You might as well have bought a car.
She took it a step further. She calculated the cost per minute. She said it was $2 per minute that you spent in the hotel because she calculated it was 25 hours of interactive moments. She took out things like sleeping and like she's like, I'm not going to count the time that I slept because like that's not part of the build.
What?
Like, yeah,
you didn't sleep and you didn't dream about Star Wars. How dare you?
I guess Disney World expected you to like sleep and dream about Star Wars, and that counts as part of your like entertainment hours.
Yes, you're supposed to dream Star Wars.
But she took pure entertainment hours, and she's like, over those 2 days, there were roughly like 25 hours of activities and meals and things that were part of the quote unquote entertainment. So about $2 per minute. That's insanely expensive.
Yeah, too much.
Like, that's prohibitively expensive. To put that into perspective, you could, for $4,500, have a full 6-night stay at a Disney hotel, park tickets with the option to jump between various parks every day, and a full dining package for 2 people for less than 2 nights at this one hotel.
Yeah, so
that's insane.
Is that the conclusion?
Well,
I mean, because that's pretty spot on. I'm not paying $6,100 for 2-night stay.
I mean, is that really what doomed it? Was just the price tag? Do you think?
I mean, I don't think there's a lot of people that have $6,100 to blow on a 2-night stay.
I mean, I think that's the first of many problems.
Yeah.
I think the other problem is that they didn't really know who this thing was for. Like, I would have loved to have gone. I'm sure you would have loved to have gone.
Not for $6,100.
Right, but the price tag and the marketing didn't match what the people who were most willing to pay for it are looking for. You know, from what I understand, the mini games were lackluster. I mean, she said the scheduling left really no time to like explore outside the hotel, do the actual Disney parks. Like it was basically just like the hotel and the one little Star Wars area of the one park. So you're not even getting the full park experience. You're basically just, the way she likened it to was an actual cruise, but you're landlocked in a hotel.
So wait, isn't this Living Plus from Succession?
Oh my God. It literally is a Living Plus from Succession.
It's a cruise, but you're on land.
No, that's exactly how she phrased it. It was like, it's like a cruise, but there's none of the fun things that are on a cruise. She's like, there was nothing to do outside of like the lightsaber training, the meals. They had like shows and stuff and like interacting with the characters. And she said the characters didn't even really role play with the guests. That was all part of the thing, is like you were supposed to like make your own character and like be part of the story, but they didn't really engage at the level that they thought they were going to, like a murder mystery dinner, you know, like a little bit, but not quite at the same level. So it feels like a hugely missed opportunity. Like how cool could this have been if it were a tad bit reasonably priced?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's your problem.
Like, I don't know what I would be willing to spend. She said that she felt it was only worth about $800 to $1,000 per person.
Ooh.
Which is, yeah. I mean, that's what she said. Like, for what they got. And she said what they got was like the bare minimum. There were so many add-ons and extras that they didn't do because they didn't know they could. They weren't told about them during the booking process. It wasn't fully explained. So like $6,100 is like the bare minimum. She said they got about like $800 to $1,000 of value. Like that is a big gulf.
Yeah.
To like if
that's unforgivable.
Yeah, if she's like, oh, we got like maybe like $2,000 or $3,000 of value per person, maybe I could see the excuse. You know, they could be like, oh, the Disney premium, but like $800 to $6,000 is like,
yeah, it's too extreme.
No, it's too extreme. It's such a shame because I feel like they ruined this theory for the future.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough sell if any franchise wants to do their own thing. Because
it was such a novel idea, but they messed it up so badly. I don't think they're going to go back to something like that. Because what do they do with this giant-ass hotel now?
It'll probably be repurposed into something else.
Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah.
They're going to see it as a massive money sink. And they're like, never again.
Yeah. So there you go. Just that was one of those projects that it felt like when it first came out, it was exciting, and then it just lost all of its excitability.
And that's exactly what she talked about. So the portion of the video that I watched, she focused a lot on the marketing, and she's like, for the first 2 years after they announced it, they only gave us still images of what the interior of the hotel would look like. But there's no information on what you would be doing or any kind of examples of like what that looks like in practice. Like, what does it mean to attend a live action role playing hotel? Like, how does the story work? Like, not everybody's going to get their own unique story. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. You can only have one Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, like, yeah, not everybody can be the main character, right? Not everybody has main character energy. So, like, how do you, as a hotel staff, make sure that everybody gets their own unique narrative branching path? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know? So it seems like I got to go back and watch the rest of the video. Lots of people are talking about it. It's got like, I think it's like 4 or 5 million views by now.
On a 4-hour video?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
People are saying it's really good. Like,
I mean,
who
I'm
does
sure
a
it is.
4-hour deep dive? Like, that's actual investigative journalism better than actual news sites do.
She should have sold it to like Netflix and made it like turn into like a miniseries.
She should have.
Like, at least,
I hope she gets good ad revenue on that video.
Like, at least with a miniseries, you could, branch it off into parts, make it more digestible.
Yeah.
Where are you when I need you on the whole damn it's too long franchise? You keep bashing Scorsese. There you go. How can you watch a 4-hour documentary?
Well, that's why I only watched an hour so far.
Yeah.
It's too damn long.
You got to split that up, baby. Come on.
You do. You got to split it up. She could have made that 4 1-hour videos and
Yeah.
really cranked out that ad revenue.
Yeah. Come on, help us out here.
Jenny, missed opportunity.
I can't watch 4 hours straight.
You know what's actually funny is that I followed this YouTuber long before she did this video. She used to do like funny little 5-minute videos, and now she's doing like 4 hours.
What?
Yeah,
She just jumped from 5 minutes to 4 hours?
She used to do like little skits and bits and stuff, and then she started doing longer, like 30-minute essay style videos, and I stopped watching. And then all of a sudden, I saw like the news article. I was like, wait a second, I follow that YouTuber. So so go check it out. It's a good video from what I've watched so far. But yeah, just hearing about just how lackluster the hotel was, and just how poorly people were. Like it just seemed like it left a very sour taste in a lot of people's mouths, and Disney didn't have the typical Disney quality to it. You know, it was felt like it was just kind of like poorly thought through.
Okay.
So yeah, but
all right. Well, there you go.
We're
I'm
short-lived.
sure Mike will finish it.
Some point, maybe.
There you go. But there's one more news story to get to.
Yeah, so also in entertainment, the Department of Justice decided to sue Ticketmaster parent company Live Nation. They're claiming that they violated antitrust laws. Anybody who's been to a concert almost ever has probably interacted with one of these two entities. So the suit was filed in New York and backed by attorney generals in 29 states plus D.C. They are claiming that Live Nation directly manages more than 400 musical artists. They control 60% of concert promotions at major venues. Through Ticketmaster, they control nearly 80% of major concert venue ticketing, and they have a growing share of resale market as well. The accusations based on these statistics include that they worked to steer clients to sign exclusive agreements to use Ticketmaster, that they snuffed out competition through threats of retaliation and acquired upstart groups that could have posed a threat to them. They signed long-term exclusionary deals that preempt venues from looking for alternative management companies and using multiple ticketing platforms. And they also say that Ticketmaster becomes default ticketing platform for many artists because Live Nation controls a large share of the venues where they'd play. So basically what happens is Live Nation controls the venue has to use Ticketmaster, and because those venues only use Ticketmaster, because the contracts say you can only use Ticketmaster, the artists that want to play there say, I'm going to use Ticketmaster everywhere because I have to use it here, so I might as well use it everywhere else.
Yep. That is pretty much spot on.
Yeah, so I mean, the biggest shock for me every time that you go to buy any kind of ticket that's managed by these groups is like, you're like, cool, one price. You click checkout, it goes to the cart. The fees. What is up with the fees?
You know it's getting bad when the President of the United States mentions it during his State of the Union speech.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's when you know you've hit a nerve.
You did something wrong to get called out by the president.
Yeah. So this has been a long time coming.
You've operated a long time in the industry, the music, radio, venue, live performance. So I mean, what's your take on the whole situation?
I mean, it definitely is frustrating when you're trying to get tickets to a concert, and first off, they're more expensive than you think that they are. And then number two, if it's a popular show, you usually get screwed because if you don't get the tickets by a certain time, you have to go to one of the resale platforms, which are owned by Live Nation and Ticketmaster already.
Yeah.
So it's like they're double dipping, you know?
It is kind of weird, right, how that works. Like they operate the venue, they operate the ticketing, they operate the resale.
It's vertical monopoly.
Yeah, I mean, does that not sound like a monopoly?
Yeah.
And like it's all through Ticketmaster. Like it's everywhere.
Yeah. And this is a long time coming.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of things that could have that there's a lot of things that Live Nation could have done to have helped ease this better, and they just haven't. And I think it's about time that they got called out.
They don't want to, obviously.
Yeah, they don't want to.
This is the best business decision ever. I mean, they've got it all. I mean, you know, antitrust aside, like it sounds like they got it made in the shade.
Well, up until this point.
Up until this point, yeah.
Yeah, because now finally there might be a legal ban hammer coming.
Yeah, you know who really brought it to an end was they came under fire and investigation after they botched the online ticket rollout of Taylor Swift's
God,
Eras
that's
tour.
what took it.
That's what took it.
Taylor Swift, oh God, couldn't get the Taylor Swift tickets.
Apparently it was bad enough that, it started this whole
Every
thing.
politician had a daughter that couldn't get Taylor Swift tickets.
And they had a daughter
and
or a granddaughter.
It worked its way up through the legal channels, and now the DOJ's had enough.
That's exactly. The DOJ's like, I just can't stand hearing about it anymore. Little Tiffany couldn't get her tickets. That's it. We're suing the
That's
crap
probably
out of
what
them.
actually
That's
happened.
probably what happened.
That's actually probably what happened.
But regardless of how it happened, it's about time. But luckily, there is some positive movement on the other side of things. Over 250 artists have signed a letter in support of the Fans First Act. This is legislation that is seeking to improve price transparency and consumer protections, prevent bad actors from charging exorbitant prices, i.e. Ticketmaster, and prevent scalpers from using software to buy tickets in bulk online. I think that might be one of the biggest things for me, is the scalpers.
Yeah,
buying
it's
up
so
tickets
annoying.
and reselling them.
Yep.
It's because they use the bots to buy up the tickets. Then they resell them on the reselling platform that's managed by Ticketmaster and Live Nation.
It's like they double dip.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's wild. Who's to say Ticketmaster isn't buying their own tickets using bots as well?
I'll just leave it at that. It's about time. It's a reckoning that has been a long time in the making.
I mean, hopefully this will all lead to better things, right?
I hope so, because there have been so many artists that they've heard the sob stories of their fans not being able to get tickets for their shows.
Yeah,
and a lot of the artists just put their hands up in the air and they're just like, it's not our fault. We're just going through the venues that we have to go through.
They don't know what to do. I mean, like the point that the DOJ is making. So, say for example, I don't know what is and isn't operated by Live Nation, but let's say
for most of them are.
Let's say for argument's sake, let's just say that Citizens Bank Park is operated by Live Nation. Probably isn't, but whatever, right? And a big musical act wants to perform there, and in a bunch of other cities. Well, they have to use Ticketmaster for this one venue. So then, by default, they're going to use it for all of them. And there's no way that they can get around it. If they want to perform at the biggest places, and again, Live Nation owns 60% of them.
Yep.
So you either cut out 60% of your potential tour locations.
Which you're not going to do.
Which you're not going to do. I mean, if you're trying to sell out venues, and you're even a mid to decent-sized, production, they're being forced into this. The artists really don't have a say. They're like, I'm going where the people want to see me. And unfortunately, Live Nation operates all those venues.
Yep. So this is a reckoning that's been a long time coming, and we shall see where it heads. I guess, though, Taylor Swift was the straw that broke the camel's back.
She always is. I don't know what that means. Please go gentle on me, Swifties.
All the Taylor Swift cult leaders are going to come out of the woodwork now.
Yeah, they're coming for me.
They're coming for your blood and your wallet, because they need the money to get the tickets for the Swift tour.
The tickets are just stupid expensive.
Yeah.
They're like several $1,000s.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Right. Ugh. Anyway, let's give you something better to spend your attention on.
Let's do it.
So with that, let's move to the third and final portion of our show, which, let's jump into it. The non-fortune cookie odd news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing.
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
Manda bastards. I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts. That'll be $4, baby. You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at Meat Tornado.
No, go past this. Past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. What does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders. Go to the bathroom, because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Odd News.
That's right, everyone. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news here in this segment. Rich researches the news, he reads the news, and I react to the news. He finds a weird and wacky story and keeps it hidden from me, which ensures that all of my reactions are my genuine gut reactions to hearing these stories for the very first time. I don't know what's about to happen. You guys don't know what's about to happen. And even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen because these stories always take us down wacky and wild paths. And I'm ready to get started. Where are we heading to and why? Why?
Yeah. Before I get into this week's odd news story,
okay.
I just want to give myself a shout out. I'm
okay.
going to pat myself on the back.
You go.
Bill Maher has been doing this like tour for he's got a new book coming out or something. So he's been like all over the late night shows and everything. And he did an interview. I think it was on the Tonight Show, actually. I think it was with your boy, Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, yeah?
And he mentioned that one of the chapters in his book is about romance.
Okay.
And he went into this thing that there's a fad of robosexuals, people that do not want physical touch, but they want sexual satisfaction.
Okay.
And he was going over a list of like examples. And one of them that he pointed out was the lady that was marrying the airplane.
Oh my God.
Remember that? We had that story a long time ago.
He talked specifically about
it. So there you go. That's why it's important to listen to the non-fortune cookie odd news.
You heard it here first. Literally, you heard it here first.
Yeah, Bill Maher didn't just find that out on his own. That was a story we covered.
That's right, we did.
Yeah.
We cover all the weird sex stories.
She was attracted to the airplane.
It was like a piece of the airplane.
It was a piece of the airplane, yeah.
Yeah, we've had people who were attracted to fences.
Ferris wheels,
cars.
Yep.
Pool inflatables.
Yes. Flatty ladies, yes.
Flatty ladies, absolutely.
Yeah. I think we could probably have our own chapter of this.
At least enough to fill a few pages.
Yeah. So I just thought it was funny. I was like, he
took our story.
It was like one of those things I was just kind of listening in the background, and then he mentioned the airplane lady. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right.
And you were like, wait, what?
Yeah, that was one of our stories we covered.
You're like, that's familiar.
Yeah. So that's why it's important to get to the end and listen to the non-fortune cookie odd news.
That's right.
All right. This story here I found, and this is a little gruesome. This is this is just crazy to imagine. And this happened in Las Vegas.
Oh, Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That the place?
Yep. But this is a gruesome story here. We're going to follow the case of 29-year-old Colin Ichiro Czech.
Okay.
CIC.
I don't know why his middle name is like so intense and then his last name is just Czech.
CIC.
CIC. Way easier.
Yeah. So this guy, Czech, has been charged with the murder of a victim named Kenneth Brown.
Oh, gosh.
So this is an active murder case here.
Starting off with the big one.
Yeah. But what is really weird about this is how he was caught and the reasonings for the murder. So first off, he was caught because he was in the middle of, quote, and this is from the police report, eating the face of the victim on the ground outside of Las Vegas Boulevard.
Oh, I guess you could say you had yourself a man-witch. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
You're bad.
That is...
Oh, man. Wow.
There's so many things. He's eating the face. This is near public. You're right by Las Vegas Boulevard.
Yeah. So when you say the face, do you mean just the face or is the whole body there? Did he take
the whole body? He's killed the guy.
Okay.
The guy is dead.
Okay.
And he is now going to work on gnawing at his face.
In the middle.
Like a cat.
In the middle of the street.
Yeah. It's by Las Vegas Boulevard. I mean, he's not right on Las Vegas Boulevard, but he's...
But like close enough.
Yeah. Close enough where you might be like considering a shortcut, and then you see that and you're like, oh, no thank you.
You're like, never mind.
Yeah, no thank you.
Oh, man, that is gruesome.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Just going to town on some face.
Oh, my God.
Those buffets aren't good enough.
Apparently not. All you can eat, but it wasn't enough for him.
No. So a witness called 911 to report the violent man. The police noted in the police report he was eating the face of the male on the ground. Czech was kneeling next to Brown's head. Police arrived on scene, and Czech had blood on his face and hands and, quote, biological matter in his hair, mouth, and clothing.
Oh, God.
The cops also noted that he had an injury on the back of his head, and he was missing his left eye and left ear. He's slurping up an eyeball for breakfast.
Ew. Oh, my God.
I didn't even think you could even, like, ingest an eye.
No. I mean, maybe, but I feel like it wouldn't be pleasant.
Yeah, right? Is that even,
I
like,
mean,
digestible?
Just like, touch your eyeball. Like, that doesn't feel nice to eat.
Yeah. This guy's going to town. He is venturing into new frontiers.
You said the ear as well?
Yes, he also took off the left ear.
That can't be tasty either.
Well, I mean, we've seen that before in boxing, so I mean,
well, yeah,
there's precedence there.
That's true.
There was a bit of a nastiness last night, yes? Some very extreme nastiness, yes? Yes.
He's starting with, like, the least appetizing parts, I think.
Yeah.
If you had to rank all the appetizing parts, like, you want, like, a nice, like, juicy rib.
Yeah,
or,
you want some fatty areas.
Yeah, there's a lot of, you can get a nice little, like, tenderloin, you know?
Yeah, don't go for the face.
No, the face, there's nothing on the face. It's all bony. A lot of cartilage.
Yeah, that's not a good spot.
No, not very good.
No. So this has just been right there already. This is already a weird story right off the bat. He was arrested, and he's being charged with the murder of this man. While in police custody, though, this is where the story gets even crazier.
Oh, okay. So we're just a little crazy right now.
Yeah, right now we're just at a little crazy.
Okay, of course.
But we got to get into crazy territory, like full-blown crazy territory here. Because during questioning, Chet claims that at one point he was attacked by Brown, the victim, but he said that he was possessed and the victim was possessed, and that Brown, the victim, was not his real name, and instead claimed that a devil told him that his real name was Mr. Drake.
I don't even like Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I hate the Drake.
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this Drake apparently is bad, and the devil told him.
So wait, they're both possessed?
They're both possessed, yeah, according to his story, yes.
So why did he have to kill the one guy who's possessed? Shouldn't somebody kill him if he's possessed too?
Well,
what makes his possession better than the other possession?
So he has the devil telling him directly that this guy needs to be killed, Mr. Drake.
Okay.
Which, that's his real name.
But if it's the devil, and you know it's the devil, why are you listening to the devil?
No, I guess he's saying he was possessed, so he's in control. So the devil is controlling him.
So the devil is in control of him.
Yes.
Okay.
And he has to attack this dude who is not Brown, Mr. Brown.
He's Mr. Drake.
He's Mr. Drake.
Okay.
Yes.
And he has to kill him because his name is Drake.
Yes,
for some reason.
and he's possessed.
Of course.
Yes.
So the devil's having one of its minions kill another one of its minions?
Yes. Maybe he gone rogue.
Oh, maybe Mr. Drake wasn't a very good minion.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
So you think this is like a devil, like an assassination, like a hit that he put out on?
Yeah. That sounds. There you go. That's a movie. There you go.
Or was Mr. Drake possessed by God?
Yeah. Can possessions go the other way?
I don't know. Can they?
I don't think so. Because I think once you're a devil, you're a devil.
Well, I guess the question is, who can possess who?
I think only a devil can possess you.
So if you're touched by God, you're just touched. You're not possessed.
I think so.
I don't know.
Because
I'm suspicious.
I don't know. It sounds like you're willing to defend this guy.
We need to get a priest on here. Is what we need.
Yeah,
I need to know what's going on.
Explain this story. Yeah.
Because if they're both possessed, why is the devil like, ooh, let's go kill that other possessed guy? But you possessed the other guy too.
But
You're
maybe
just
he's
killing
gone
your own
rogue.
soldiers of darkness.
He's gone rogue.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. I think he's gone rogue.
I think that it's hard to find good help. You shouldn't be willy-nilly killing your possessions.
And I think my evidence that he's gone rogue is that he switched names. Because he's no longer Mr. Drake, he's Mr. Brown now.
I don't even like Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I hate the Drake.
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Yeah, Drake. How dare you? Drake is good.
So he killed Mr. Drake / Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Because he was possessed.
Yes.
Because he himself was possessed.
Yes.
Sure.
Also, at one point, Czech claims that the devil has been possessing him for 5 straight days, and he had not gotten 1 inch of sleep.
Yikes.
So he's been awake for 5 straight days.
That sounds awful.
that is a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
So then to follow up on this comment, the police asked Czech, "Do you know Mr. Brown?" And Czech told the police, "I do not know him, but he does."
That's creepy.
That's creepy.
What? I don't know him, but he does.
Yeah.
And I know who it's coming from because I back traced it.
Yeah, this is.
Look, all I'm saying is if I'm one of those cops, I'm probably just going to let him go because I'd be too scared to do anything to him, or then he'd kill me.
Yeah, this guy, I don't know.
If he said something like that to me, I'd be like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope, nope, nope.
He also says during the 5 days that he heard the devil's voices, also talked with his shapeshifter friend.
What? Wait, what?
He's got like a full-blown universe at this rate. Now he's got compatriots.
Shapeshifter friend.
He's got the devil has a shapeshifter friend.
Oh, the devil has a shapeshifter friend.
Yes.
But not him. Not Czech.
Czech is acting on, he's being forced by the devil through these 5 days.
So the devil has a shapeshifter friend.
Yes. And he's like,
and
here's
Czech
my buddy.
Czech got to talk to him?
Yes, here's my buddy over here. Before I send you on your work, here's my buddy.
Well, it's nice that the devil introduced them.
Right. Here's my buddy Derek the shapeshifter.
Derek the shapeshifter.
You can say hello to him.
It's nice that the devil tried to make Czech feel included.
He's got like an expanded universe at this rate.
Oh yeah. These are all like separate character movies.
Yep. And then finally, he said he tried to get help of a higher power, but it did not exist.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Does that mean he went to go see a church, or like maybe he did go see a priest? He was trying to help, and then the priest
he tried to get exercised,
and then
but
the priest was like, "Get the hell out of here."
Yeah, man.
You get the hell out of here. I don't want to deal anything with you.
Touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. Or he was at a Wendy's. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Please leave.
Is Wendy's a higher power?
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
I like the fact that their chicken nuggets come in regular and in spicy. I'm just going to say it.
Okay.
There you go.
And that's proof that
everybody's
they're a
like,
higher power.
McNuggets. I'm like, yeah, McNuggets are fine, but have you ever had the Wendy's spicy nuggets?
And that's proof that they're a higher power.
I think so.
There you go.
I think so.
Also, please step away from the drive-through menu. Please, we're just a Wendy's. We can't help you.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
This guy is certifiably either actually possessed or insane.
That is wild. I feel bad for those cops because that is a gruesome case, also a creepy case, and also you don't know what this guy's going to do next. He seems wildly unhinged.
Though, if you noticed anything in that police report, where does the jump happen to bite the guy's face and eat his eye and ears come from?
I completely forgot about that.
He never said the devil told him to do that.
Yeah, the devil's like, kill him. And he's like, you got it. He kills him, and then he starts
Can I have a little snack?
And the devil's like, I didn't mention that.
Wait a minute. How about this for an HBO show? Wait a minute.
Okay.
How's this
Let
for
him
an
cook, people. Let him cook.
How's this for an HBO show?
All right.
The devil is controlling people, is possessing people, but then it turns out the humans that he's possessing are actually more evil than the devil himself.
And the devil's like, what did I step in?
Yeah, whoa.
Oh, I like this. Like, the devil's just a bumbling, like middle manager.
Yeah.
And the true evil is humanity.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's a show.
That's a show right there.
He's like, whoa, I didn't order the eye eating.
Guy just starts eating his victim, and the devil's like,
Yo.
Whoa. We're evil, but we're not that evil.
Yo, Colin. Yo, Colin.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for Hannibal Lecter here. I just want you to take care of the guy.
I said kill, not eat.
Come on. Yo.
I like that. You should pitch that idea.
Yeah. I feel like the devil should be like an uptight British guy. Like, you know.
I feel like
he gets like appalled.
I feel like you could make this a comedy like The Good Place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be a spinoff, The Bad Place.
The Bad Office or something.
The Bad
like,
Office.
Yeah, so I don't know. I have to work on a title. But yeah, like something where the devil like isn't as bad as the humans.
Right.
Isn't it something too that like I don't know if I think there was it's either a movie or a TV show where it's something like humans are the only species that will I think it's is it cannibalism or I don't know. It's something that like there's something disgusting that humans only do that no other animals do. And I think it's cannibalism.
No, other animals cannibalize.
Okay, so it's not cannibalism.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like chimpanzees cannibalize all the time, and they're pretty close. They're like 98% human. I mean,
I don't know. It's probably something in a movie.
I think I know.
forgot.
I think I know what you're maybe referring to. Is that humans are the only mammal that drinks other mammals' milks.
Is that it?
Like that's pretty. Like think about it. No other mammal, like cows, and out there be like, "Ooh, let me get some goat milk." Meanwhile, we're like, "Yeah, pump that crap into cheese," and we're like, "Give me goat and yak and cow."
That could be the first episode.
That's how you know we're a messed up species, because we see these animals. We're like, I could probably milk that. Like how many people out there? How many people out there just grabbing animals? They're like, no.
That's my first episode of the show.
I could milk that.
Yeah, and the devil's like, whoa! I didn't ask you to milk them.
We took our milking tendencies so far. We looked at almonds and we're like, that can be milk as well.
Yo, stop this. Yo,
We're just making milk out of things that don't have milk.
yo, I didn't ask for this.
You ever think about the first person to milk various animals?
Yeah, he was up to something.
He was definitely up to something.
Yeah.
He's just rooting around in the barnyard. He's like, let me start squeezing.
Yeah.
And see what happens. It's like, I wonder if I can drink this. It's wild, right? I think that's what you're talking about.
That's an episode.
That's an episode, yeah. Episode 1, I can milk this.
Yes, there you go. That's just the title. Yeah.
That's a pilot. That's a pilot that sells.
Yes. So there you go. Work on it. Don't steal it. That's our idea.
Trademarked and copyright registered, all those marks.
Yeah. Or you have to at least work with us or something. I don't know.
Throw us a bone.
Yeah. Anyway, unfortunately, this is a real case. He's going to be charged with the murder of Kenneth Brown. During a court appearance for it, Czech's lawyer said that he believes his client will be able to stand incompetent for the trial. So they're going to use insanity.
Oh, they are going to use insanity.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought you said he was competent enough for trial.
No, incompetent.
Got it.
Incompetent. Yep.
I was like, why would he say that he is okay for trial?
No. I talked with his devil this morning. He seems like a fine guy.
Yeah.
This is actually all legit, folks.
I checked him with the devil. It's all okay.
Yeah, it's actually all legit, 100%.
This is the easiest insanity defense I've ever heard.
Yeah, this is a hell of a story this guy's cooking.
So, like,
out.
Your Honor, the devil told him to eat somebody.
No!
Oh, no, wait.
No,
No, technically.
that was not... See, that's the part that is not linked.
He doesn't even know how to follow rules.
Yeah. He was told by the devil to go after another possessed dude with a different name, Mr. Drake, and kill him.
This is too many possessions for one odd news story.
Yes.
Longtime listeners know that I don't like the concept of possession. It's creepy. It's one of my least favorite things. Next to aliens.
Don't you want to meet? Don't you want to talk with the devil and meet his shapeshifter friend?
Only if he brings his shapeshifter friend. I've never met a shapeshifter.
Three's
friend.
a party.
Yeah, that's a good time right there. The devil, you, and a shapeshifter.
And Derek the shapeshifter.
Think about the shenanigans you could get up to.
Yeah, you're hanging out at the Wendy's.
It's for all the That's where all the cool kids go nowadays is
Yeah.
Wendy's
Yeah.
to get their spicy nuggets.
I'm in the dark here.
That's what the shapeshifter is saying. Like, he wants his nuggets.
He wants his nuggets.
Yeah. So that's where it's going to end, unfortunately, because he's probably going to plead insanity, and they'll go from there.
That is a scary, gruesome, weird story.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a hell of a story to tell the cops. I mean, he's probably just bullshitting, but like that almost had like layers. That had like a universe. Like it's like he's playing a video game. He's getting a compatriot, Derek the Shapeshifter.
Derek the Shapeshifter.
That's his compatriot. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. He has to flesh out the universe now. He needs to get some more.
He's got multiple characters already. He's well on his way.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, but there you go. That is a true story from Las Vegas. Also, that's a bold place to do it in Vegas.
Yeah, and you said it was like right near the main street.
Yeah, that's bold. That
I'm telling you, man, the heat does something to people.
Yes.
You know, look, Vegas right there, they're eating people on the sidewalk. You got Florida down there doing Florida things. Like the heat, it just messes with people.
Yes.
Basically, all of Texas is just a thing.
Yes. Heat is not good. I don't like it.
No, I don't like the heat.
I am dreading the summer coming up. I don't like it.
It should perpetually stay between 60 and 75 all year round. And you can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah, I don't like anything hotter than 80.
Yeah, no.
So, anyway, there you go. That's our story for the odd news. And that's where we're going to have to leave it because we got to start wrapping up this episode. What a story there.
That was definitely something unique.
Yes. You know, that I just like the idea of like this weird like devil crew, you know?
Devil crew, yeah.
Yeah. So, but there you go, folks. That's what we have for you between sports, entertainment, and odd news. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you heard, make sure you go to our website, thecrispynoodle.com. Make sure you follow us on all the social media, hubbubaloo. But most importantly, make sure you have a way to get the episodes sent straight to you when they come out. 2 main ways to do that. First main way is on YouTube. Go to our YouTube page, hit that subscribe button, and you'll get the episode sent straight to your account right away. And you know, you can watch us on any TV that has YouTube on it. You can watch us on TV.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know, I saw it the other day. I was
Put us on the big screen.
Yeah, so if you want to, there you go. You can do that. But the second main way of doing it is going through Spotify. We publish the video podcast up on Spotify, and then using Spotify in the background, you can also listen to us as an audio-only podcast as well. And using Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, you can take us on the go. So we can be through your car speakers if you want as well. If you're doing a little summer ride, any sort of vacation.
Maybe not to Vegas, though.
Yeah, don't go to Vegas, yeah. But any sort of vacation road trip, you can take us on the go with you as well using Spotify. So make sure you have one of those ways to catch up on every episode that we release.
Absolutely. So many ways to check out the Crispy Noodle podcast. But if you need to get in touch with us individually to share your sports, entertainment, and odd news stories, you can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And I am at Rich Liebig, RichLiebig. Find us on X. Let us know what's happening. And if you have any topics you want us to talk about on next week's episode, let us know. But for right now, we got to wrap this up. This has been the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. That'll do it. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Later. Bye-bye, all you fine peoples. Good night.
Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.